Welcome back to the Detour Show. I am your host, Maria Lee Driver. I am joined by Michael Beller of Whole Foods Markets, the person who helped me get my products Arias O'Shea on the shelves. Michael, thank you so much for being here with me today. I told you this was going to happen.
You were right. You were right. There's no stopping you.
What is your role at Whole Foods?
Well, I work as the assistant team leader for what they call the whole body department, which is we're responsible for supplements and for body care.
And I met you in the Wynwood store.
That's right. That's right.
I'm gonna tell the story to my viewers. I was told to go into Whole Foods, and I had a meeting at 2 o'clock on September the 3rd with Ruth Harper. And when I got the information, it was a whole month away. And I decided to I was so geared, I was so excited. So what I did was, I had planned my whole day around that. 6 o'clock the evening of, I was driving home, and a lady on a street in Philadelphia opened up her car door. And when she opened the car door, the tip of my van caught the car door and took the whole left side of the van. So I was so determined to go to Whole Foods the next day. Tell the viewers what happened. What did you see? Because you didn't even know I was in a car accident. You had no clue.
I had no clue. You came in and you were with a friend of yours.
Yes,
and
yes.
You were very subdued. It was like, I was happy to see what was going on. We had made an appointment. And he presented the product and he did a lot of the talking. You were.
I was in so much pain. Nobody knew.
Yeah, I knew.
And the doctors told me, Maria, you have to take this Vicodin. I said, I cannot. I have to be super coherent to hear these people tell me yes or no if I can get my product on the shelf. And I would not take the Vicodin. But I was in so much pain, Michael.
Well.
And you were standing there, and I hand you the jar. The jar didn't look anything like this.
No.
It was a round jar.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I meant to bring a jar today. It was an old jar. And you looked at the jar, and what did you say?
Well, I said, this looks good. It's really pure. It was simple ingredients. It was really good quality stuff in it. And I said, I think we can make this work.
One store.
Yep.
One store. You opened the door to my whole future with Whole Foods, because within 9 months, which actually you could have gotten me in the store, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Tell the story,
The whole process. And Whole Foods that was another thing that was important was that you were local.
Yes.
And Whole Foods looks for people they can support in the local community. And that and the fact that it was such a nice product, that really convinced me. But the whole process for getting local people in is supposed to take 72 hours. And it just kept going on and on and on. I remember you kept calling me, and I was really happy you did, because it kept spurring me to get them to light a fire under getting it in.
Michael, it has been just a wonderful experience, because whenever I had questions about anything, I would call you. And if you didn't know the answers, you would call regional.
Yeah.
So tell people, what do you need to do when you come into Whole Foods? Because there's always, never all the time, Michael. There's always not a nice Michael like my Michael.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But tell people, what would be the first step to get into Whole Foods?
Well, the first step is to have a product you really feel passionate about, something you can sell and get behind, and you feel that it should belong in the rest of the world. And if you want to share it that way, you talk to someone in Whole Foods. If we're talking about supplements or body care, you would talk to someone in the whole body department. But there's a process you have to go through, and the first thing you need to do is sell it to the person you're talking to, and which is what happened with you and me. And so after that person feels that it's going to be a good fit for Whole Foods, you're on your way. There's forms to fill out, and we have quality standards. We have Whole Foods has quality standards. They have to meet certain criteria. It has to be clean and no artificial ingredients and colors and things like that. It has to be ethically sourced. Mm-hmm. If there's animal products, they have to be, no animal testing is one of the main things with
Right.
with our whole
I don't
body
have
department.
any
Yeah.
animal testing.
Yeah. So there's a standard of purity and well, like I say, ethically sourced things like that. Certain standards like that have to be met. But if you can meet those, and you're in. You can be in easily.
Well, Michael, what advice would you give someone who's brand new, that comes into Whole Foods? Because I started out with one store. Within a year, I had gotten into 23 stores. But I realized that I grew so big so fast that I had to scale back, because actually I was making the product the first 3 years at home.
Yeah, I remember that.
So what advice would you give someone that just jump out there and start running? Because I know what happened to me. So what would your advice, because you've seen it?
You mean like starting too fast too
Just
soon?
too fast, too soon. You're not prepared, because when the orders come.
That is true. I mean, you started in the Philadelphia store and expanded to like the whole mid-Atlantic region was down in Virginia. And so I think maintaining a perspective is a good thing. I mean, you want to start, you want to get big, but you need to build the foundation first, you know.
Michael, thank you so much for coming in today.
You're welcome.
People ask me all the time, how did you get in Whole Foods? I said, I just asked. This is, no. What was the procedure? I said, no, I walked in and I showed my product to the young man, and he says, you know what? I think we would give this a try.
Young man, thank you.
You are, Michael, in my eyesight.
That's all you need to do is asking and having a product you believe in.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. You just don't know. I told you one day.
You were right. You were right.
You. Coming up, Mia Mendez has singer-songwriter Bria Marie. Stay tuned to the Detour Show.